What's up, music world? Today we're going to be discussing Avenged Sevenfold's brand new record, The Stage. And I, first of all, want to start off by saying that I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan. I've always been, ever since I first heard them. I think it was Backcountry back in 2005. Uh, I'm not going to say it changed my life, but pretty close because I've listened to them religiously ever since then. I've liked every single one of the records they put out. Now, Hail to the King, of course, not as good, in my opinion, as the other records were. But so there's a lot riding on their music for me. I want their music to live up to my expectations for what I expect from Avenged Sevenfold. And I gotta say, the stage does. I really like this record now. The first time I listened to it, I'm gonna say that I didn't like it as much. There's a couple of songs that didn't catch on right at first, but listening to it multiple times, I've really caught on. I like almost every song on here. So hey, this will be an easy review, right? But you're not going to get away that easy. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the songs on the stage. Now, the first thing that we heard off of this record was the single, the stage, the single, 8.5 minutes long. And my radio station, I don't know about you guys, but played every minute of it. And I thought that was incredible. I thought it was awesome. Now I think they have an edited version of it, which isn't quite as long, but I think it's awesome that Avenged Sevenfold had the balls to come out with an 8.5 minute song as their first single off their record. I think that's really cool. But the stage, the song, the stage, really covers almost their whole career. It's a song for the diehard fan. You can tell that this song was to please the fan because it has elements from all the way back to Waking the Fallen. It's got a lot of elements from City of Evil, and it almost feels like a song maybe off their self-titled album a little bit. And it's got a little bit of the elements from Nightmare as well. Now, to me, there's a song called Sidewinder. It's off of City of Evil that it really feels a lot like, but in a new and inventive way. It almost feels like they wrote this song to kind of say, hey, the rest of the record's going to be a little bit different, so we're going to give you a little bit of good stuff first, and then the rest of the record, you can decide whether you like it or not. Because the second song is really, really good, called Paradigm. Paradigm, to me, is almost one of the best one of the best songs on the record. It's got that groove, that Avenged Sevenfold groove, and I think it probably could be either the next single or one of the singles off of this record. Paradigm, it really feels a lot like maybe Nightmare era Avenged Sevenfold. Sunny Disposition. Now this is where things go a little bit strange for the typical Avenged Sevenfold fan. It's a great song, but it's got a lot of different aspects in it that you don't really expect from their records. It's got a little bit of a horn section to it in the chorus, where I found out actually they brought in an old 90s band I'm a fan of called Fishbone. And Fishbone came in and laid down a horn section for him, which was really kind of cool. I thought the song was awesome, but a lot of people aren't liking this song that much, Sunny Disposition. I like it, though. I think it's a really good song. And to me, it feels like they're stretching themselves out a little bit and giving you a little bit of an experimentation. I think it's great. And next we got Goddamn, which is straightforward, Avenged Sevenfold, heavy. Could also be a single. I don't know about the name. I don't know if they'll play it on the radio just because the name Goddamn is a lot of people look at that as a vulgar word. So I don't know, but I like it. I think it's really good, straightforward rock. Now the next song, "Creating God." This is where I think the pinnacle of the record happens, because this song is a really good song, probably going to be a single off this record. And I love the Lane Staley slash Stone Temple Pilot type feel in the verses, and it really has that melodic chorus to it. Really, really like that song. Angels. This was a song that when I first heard it, I was kind of like, I don't necessarily like that. Or, I've gotten a little bit more used to it, but it's kind of one of those songs that I might skip over if I'm listening to the record in my car or something. Simulation, good song as well, but not as high on my. I really like the chorus to Simulation. I think it's got a nice chorus section, and of course, every song on here has got incredible guitar playing. And we'll get to Brooks Wackerman in a minute, but man, you could tell that he has really added an element to this band that they didn't have before. Okay, the song "Higher." I love the song "Higher." Kind of remind me a little bit of. It has kind of a Muse feel in the chorus, and overall, it's one of my favorite songs on the record. And now we get to "Roman Sky," which is kind of the polar opposite. It's kind of a slower song. It's got a weird lyrical meaning. It's supposedly about a guy from the 1600s that was killed for believing that the Earth was not the center of the universe, and so the whole record, and we'll get to in a second, but the whole record kind of has a little bit of a concept to it. We get to the song "Fermi Paradox," which, if you don't know what a Fermi Paradox is, look it up. Wikipedia that sucker, because it actually does have a meaning. And Fermi Paradox, man, it is a really good song. It's got a blast beat section to it, which really shows off Brooks Wackerman's drumming. And then we get to the final song on the record, which is a 15.5-minute song called "Exist." Awesome song. I love the atmosphere of the song. The song is supposedly about the Big Bang, and it's a musical version of what they think the Big Bang, would basically the Big Bang put to music, so to speak. And the weird thing about "Exist" is like it's about a 4-minute song that is surrounded by different kinds of music, slow, fast, awesome soloing. The whole record has awesome soloing in it. I'm really high on this record. You're not going to get too much negative stuff from me about this, because I really actually love this record. After I listened to it several times, I really did like it. I found myself humming some of the songs. Now let's get to the whole transition of the drummer. Brooks Wackerman has added so much to this band. They've said in interviews that the way that they wrote this time was based around his drumming. They would just start jamming, and a drum beat would bring up a riff and create a whole song off of his drumming, which they haven't really had since the Rev. So I think that's why these songs are stronger than maybe they were on Hail to the King, where they took more of a kind of classical approach. Hail to the King had a lot more of your straightforward rock, slower, groovy stuff. And this really gets back into the Avenged Sevenfold, The musicianship is incredible. It always has been at a very high level. And of course, the lyrics, M. Shadows is an amazing lyricist. And that has kind of fallen off the last album or so. This album, it has a theme. It's not a concept record. They said it's not a concept record. The songs don't all necessarily go together, but the songs are all kind of about the same theme, which has to do with AI, AI taking over, being in a simulation, the cosmos. If you've ever seen the Cosmos series with Neil deGrasse Tyson, you'll kind of understand where a lot of these songs are coming from. And even the stage, talking about being up on, we're all up on a stage, we're all players, and maybe even the stage that we are in humanity, and where are we going to go next? And, are we going to allow AI to be a part of that? And if so, is the AI going to get strong and end up taking over the humans at some point? Humans may become extinct at some point. But, really cool themes and everything. I don't want to get too deep down that rabbit hole. But overall, I love this record. I'm going to give this record a 9 because I like it that much. I feel like Avenged Sevenfold really went for it on this record. And you could really tell that these songs are really well constructed. And they really took time putting these songs together. So I think it worked. And Avenged Sevenfold has done it again for me. And so if you like this record, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about these songs and this record, and what your favorite song was, maybe, or what your least favorite song was. And I would love to talk to you guys about it. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and you guys have a great day.